bar girls don't love you. You know, that might be true for some, but you know, when they get a hold of this beefcake here, you know, they're only human. You know what? I have to post a video in 12 hours. I still haven't shot anything. Let's go and make a video. All right, heading out on the bike, gonna go and shoot a video commenting on an article written in the online magazine Thaiger. Top 10 hard truths of living as an expat in Thailand. Let's head out to the bike, let's go to a restaurant, let's have a little talk. All right, off to the restaurant. What the heck does that say? I was going to shoot today's video at this restaurant that I shoot videos at sometimes. It looks like it's out of business. I gotta find someplace to shoot today's video. And I need something to eat. I'm smart, I'll figure this out. See you someplace different than right here. Alright, this isn't looking good. I was gonna shoot here. This is where I used to shoot videos, but the restaurant went out of business or moved. There were like tables set up, but as you can see, everything's gone. Oh my god, I'm 0 for 2 on shooting locations near my home. I need to think of something. Maybe I'll shoot video here. It's quiet. Good lighting. Hey, Smarty Cup. I just ordered papaya cell and I asked him if I could shoot the video here. He said no problem. So yeah, we're gonna shoot the video here. We got a new location. So let me eat and we'll have a little chat. Alright, as I mentioned, I'm going to discuss 10 hard truths of living as an expat in Thailand by Tim Newton. Yeah, I saw this last week and I thought it'd be an interesting article to do a commentary type video too. So let's see what Mr. Newton says are the 10 hard truths of living as an expat in Thailand. Alright, over there are some friends. I'm feeling very self-conscious right now, so I think I'm gonna move. So see you someplace different than right here. I switched over. Yeah, you know, they're fine, but I don't know, I just get kind of shy when I record some of these videos. I don't want to be sitting there talking to the camera and 10 feet away are people I know. So I'm just shy. Let's reset the video. The first thing he talks about, number 1, visas can be a pain in the neck. I'm going to knock on wood, but I've never had an issue with a visa here. But I've been on a work visa, I've been on a non-immigrant B, I've been on an education visa, so I've never had an issue. When I was here a couple years ago, I came for a couple weeks on holiday, and yeah, I was on a tourist visa, but of course that wasn't any kind of an issue. Recently I did a visa run over in Laos, and I did have to make an appointment before. You just kind of like show up and drop off your paperwork and come back the next day, but this time I had to register online, make an appointment and whatnot, so that was a little more work than normal. And there is a lot more paperwork, the whole TM30 reporting, like your address and all that stuff. They seem to be a lot stricter, enforcing that more, but nothing big. I've never been turned away at an airport or anything like that. I think one issue that people are having is, back when I was here before, I would meet people. I mean, most of the people I knew were on retirement visas and work visas when I was here before and now. And yeah, a lot of people were just like on a tourist visa, and they would do like a border run. Like they'd go over to Myanmar or Cambodia, just cross the border from Thailand into another country, then come back in, get a stamp that's good for like another 30 days of them being able to stay in Thailand. But now they're cutting down on that. Okay, I'm in no way an expert on visas in Thailand. I find them very confusing. Like what I'm talking about now, I've never had any personal experience with, just stuff that I've heard and stuff that I've read. But back in the day, you're able to do like multiple border runs, get a stamp, and you're good for 30 days. Well, now they have it to where it's set up to where there's like a 2-time limit per year. So basically, if you cross the border, you know, by land into like Myanmar or Cambodia or Laos or something, and get the stamp, you can only do that 2 times a year by foot. The third time you will be denied. I hope I'm explaining that well. So basically, you just can't keep on going over the border getting a new stamp. You can only do that 2 times in a year. Before, I think you're able to just do it numerous times. All right, so the second thing that the author cites is number 2, you call it corruption, they call it business. There will be times when you're asked or invited to put your hand in your pocket to get something happening. It could be a building project, a visa, getting your accounting done, or getting a signature on a contract. So this one pertains to like doing business in Thailand. I don't have any experience. I'm really not known anyone who has businesses here, but basically giving them a tip and streamlining a project. Number 3, Thais love paperwork. We've decided that there must be a huge building somewhere in Thailand that just holds mountains of paperwork that will never ever be seen again. That I do know. Okay, for example, going back to immigration, man, when you go to immigration to get just like a 3-month visa, you'll have like an inch or an inch and a half stack of papers that you've signed a million times. That's like signed by other people and has like a little official seal on them. There's a ton of paperwork here. Okay, this doesn't have to do with my visa, but I opened up a bank account last year here, and I had to re-sign my name on all the stacks of paper because they didn't match. So they wanted my signature. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but you know, back in the States, you just kind of squiggle your name across the piece of paper and you don't really think about it. Well, here they're like, oh, your signature looks different here than it does on this piece of paper. Oh, and it looks different than this one. So I had to like sit there, re-sign everything, and I had to like match as best as I could my little squiggly signature. So there's a lot of paperwork here. That's for sure. It's an understatement, I think. All right, number 4. Business can be an adventure and very challenging. Free your mind of anything you've learned in the West about starting a business. Jump onto Google and find a good local administration person or lawyer. I don't have a lot of like personal experience, but yeah, of course, if you're gonna start a business anywhere, especially in a foreign country, you should get a good lawyer and read as much as you can online about, you know, other people's experience and whatnot. Number 5. 2-tier pricing. So an article says, go to any national park in Thailand, an entry fee can be as much as 1,000% higher for a Falang and tourist. It's just a fact of life. All right, this one I don't like. I hate the special foreigner price. As it states in the article, and I have personal experience with, if you show like a work permit or like a driver's license, you can usually get the local price, but still, it's just kind of a bummer going to a temple just because you're not Thai, you're a Caucasian person. You know, they want you to pay an entrance fee. That one I'm really not used to. Some days I'm more accepting of it than others. Let's put it that way. Number 6, bar girls don't love you. The 20-something bar girl with the short skirt and fetching smile probably doesn't love you. You know, that might be true for some, but you know, when they get a hold of this beefcake here, you know, they're only human. Okay, this is kind of I mean, there's been so many videos made on this. It's pretty cliche subject matter, but it seems like people still kind of fall into this trap. So, yeah, you gotta be careful here. I mean, when you go to the bar, it's a business transaction, obviously. I mean, they're doing their job and you're doing your job by, you know, buying drinks and whatnot. I have no problem with, you know, women who do that type of work. I have no problem with men who partake. But, I don't know, just be careful. Be careful of your heart and your wallet. I mean, I do know people. I mean, I'll bump into people, and I've known people who've been married to girls that they met in a bar, and they have a pretty good, successful marriage. They have kids in the house. But, you know, I've met a bunch who, the stories aren't that great. Now, let's talk about number 7. But that's not how I did it last time. Immigration rules, negotiating with police, business rules, road rules enforcement should be treated as a single adventure, not to be referred to in the future as the way things are done. Yeah, this is totally for sure. It's very schizo sometimes. Even as simple as going to a restaurant and let's say you order something and it's like different, and you'll tell them like, well, last week it was like this, now it's like this, and they kind of look at you like, So yeah, things can be kind of inconsistent here. So basically, seeing how this is a Buddhist country, it's good to learn detachment, because just because it was like that before doesn't necessarily mean like it's going to be like that right now. Okay, number 8, don't lose your cool. As it says in the article, losing your cool will simply not help any situation, will likely inflame it further to your detriment. So basically, it goes back to the whole face thing. So basically, if something doesn't go your way, try to be as calm as possible, because if you start yelling or throwing your arms around and, you know, just make this crazy face and be shouting and whatnot, you're just going to lose credibility and things will not go your way. That's not going to help your argument at all. The road toll in Thailand is appalling. Thailand has been listed amongst the top 10 most dangerous places to drive in the world for the last decade. Yeah, you gotta be a very defensive driver or rider or just pedestrian crossing the street. Yeah, they're trying to get better on like the drunk driving, you know, trying to stop people from driving drunk and whatnot, but it's still an issue. I've seen people get helped into a car because they couldn't walk, and they just like drove off. Like, I'm at a restaurant, I thought the guy's gonna go in the car and sleep it off. No, they like walked into the car, they said their goodbyes, he started up the engine and just drove off. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Like, if I'm at a stoplight and I see a car coming, you know, behind me to stop, I make sure that, you know, there's room for me to get out of the way if I feel they're not stopping in time. And the last one, number 10, queues, or if you're American, lines. I'm gonna say Thailand's pretty much the same. If I go to like get a driver's license back in the States or renew something or pay a bill, I say the wait time is pretty similar than it is here. So I don't know, I'm usually impatient in America or Thailand waiting in line. I hate waiting in line, but yeah, I don't find Thailand to be that bad when it comes to queues or waiting in line. Like I said, I think this is a pretty good article. I think he made some pretty decent points. One thing that, I'm sure there's a bunch of things, but the thing that stood out to me is something that could have been covered. Maybe a number 11 would have been that like certain standards are not even close to what they are back home, especially like air quality and just like, you know, like the sidewalks and stuff. Like, if you're not paying attention, if you're walking along a sidewalk in Chiang Mai or in Thailand, there'll be like a big hole like in the middle of the sidewalk. So if you're not paying attention, you'll like drop like 2 feet, you know, in a hole. So you need to be really careful where you walk. So that's one thing I find pretty dangerous here, is just, you know, just stepping out your door. I mean, it could be a motorbike riding on the sidewalk, or there could be some just not real kosher building standards, let's say, or construction standards here. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, please comment below. Is there anything that I missed, or you feel that Mr. Newton might have missed in his article on some hard truths of living as an expat in Thailand? I'd like to hear what you think, so please write that down below. Of course, an old place is perfect, but you know, when you're like in a new environment or like a foreign environment, certain things are kind of amplified when you're there, for better or for worse. Alright, like I said, please comment below. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're subscribed, click that bell, get notifications. I have almost 70 videos. If you want to contact me, click the Instagram link down below. You can send me a direct message there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, no matter who you are or where you are, peace.